friends. So this video is being filmed on a different camera. If you follow me on Snapchat, you'll know I had a little accident with my camera last week. It actually fell off my tripod when I was filming my July favorites video. It's in the repair shop right now, and there's apparently a lot wrong with it, a lot that needs to be repaired. So long story short, I don't have it this week, so I'm having to use this camera. I definitely have a love-hate relationship with technology, let me tell you. Anyway, I have an announcement for you guys. Before I get any further into this video, I want to tell you guys what I've been working on. So, all right, are you guys ready? I have created a vlog channel. As if you guys don't see me enough all over my social media, you're gonna get to see me even more because I am gonna be creating a vlog channel that I'm going to update weekly. So many of you have requested like what it's like in Nashville and what it's like to live at the beach in South Florida. So I figured what better way to share my life with you guys than to create a vlog channel. This is something that I've been wanting to do for such a long time. I've just never done it. I would so appreciate if you guys would go over to that channel, subscribe to it, give it some love. So I hope you guys are just as excited about my vlog channel as I am. I cannot wait to share more of my life with you guys. I'm super excited. So yeah, it would mean the world to me if you go over and subscribe. And now we're gonna get on with this video. So today I'm going to be sharing with you my freshman experience. What it was like for me as a freshman in college and kind of what I went through, what my classes were like, the opportunities I had in Nashville. This was a very much requested video kind of during the school year. And as you guys know, I didn't have any time to film during the school year. So I wanted to save this video and do it closer to when everyone's going back to school. So maybe you're just now applying to college, or maybe you're going to college in the fall, so you're going in like 2 or 3 weeks, or even if you're in middle or high school, hopefully this video will get you excited to go to college one day. My experience in college could be totally different than the one you have because I might have a different major than you, different classes, the way my school's set up, the way we do things, but there's a lot of things that'll probably be similar to you. I just thought it would be really fun to share my whole experience with you guys. So this is going to be a very long video. I'm just warning you, it's going to be really long. I'm going to try to edit it down as much as I can, but it's still gonna be really long. So I should probably start off by telling you, I am a musical theater major at Belmont University in Nashville, Tennessee. I just finished my freshman year, so I'm going into my sophomore year. So I basically have 2 lives. I live down here in the really super hot weather by the beach, and I also live in the freezing cold in Nashville. Don't make fun of me, Northerners. I've been born and raised in Florida, and 50-degree weather is like winter for me. So many of you are probably wondering why I'm a musical theater major, and probably half of you didn't even know I sang and acted and all that. That is a side of my life that I really have not put on this channel. That's another reason I've made a vlog channel too, so you can kind of see more of that side of me. But actually my whole life I've been involved in some kind of art form. I've been a dancer, singer, and I've played piano for as long as I can remember. I really want to graduate from college with a music degree because 99% of my life is music and it's what I love to do. So I started classes around the middle of August of last year. I actually have a full video on my move-in experience at Belmont. That video can explain it way better than I can to you because it's a full vlog. It shows everything that we did, move-in weekend, and definitely check that video out if you want to see my whole move-in experience. So my parents left on Sunday and school started for us on the next Wednesday. A few of my friends and I actually went to a Jake Owen concert on that Monday. It wasn't just Jake Owen, it was Lee Brice, Dan and Shay, Mike Posner was there, like all these amazing country artists. It was before school started, so we didn't have anything to worry about. It was so much fun. So, musical theater majors have been told that we are the single most demanding major in the entire school. And it's demanding because of the time that the major takes. So basically we have a 2.5-hour rehearsal on Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday. Wednesday we have an hour of seminar where everyone sings on stage in front of the class. And Friday we have off. Because of that, we've had to put all of our classes in the morning. So I generally had like 4 classes, 3 or 4 classes every morning. I was taking a lot of credits and I had to cram all of my classes in the morning. So I had 8 a.m.s Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and 9 a.m.s Tuesday, Thursday, and then I would not get back to my dorm because of rehearsal until like 3, 4, 5 o'clock at night. So it's just very time consuming because a lot of the other majors there were done at like lunchtime, or they didn't start till lunchtime and they had the whole morning free, but we are just packed the whole day. So I wasn't kidding when I said that I really didn't have time to make videos last year, but I'm gonna make time this year, don't worry. So I'd usually wake up, go to my 8 a.m. or 9 a.m., whatever I had, and then I would have an 8 and 9, and then from the 10 to 11 o'clock hour, we have this thing called combo hour where you have to get a certain number of them. You have to go to 60 of them before you graduate, which seems like a lot, but over 4 years, it's really not a big deal. And actually a lot of them are really interesting. Some of them are worship services because I go to a Christian school. They have really like informative lectures. They have speakers come in. So that's combo hour. And then I would have a 12 o'clock, a 1 o'clock, and then I would have like this little period of time to change, and then I would have to go to rehearsal, usually at 2 o'clock, and then finish my day off with rehearsal. Now, some of you may know this or not, I was actually homeschooled my whole life, basically, until I went to college. So I actually was never in a real classroom setting through grade school. I have a video about this, so if you're curious and want to see my homeschool experience, I made it so long ago. I look so young in this video. I'm just warning you guys, but it is up on my channel, so I'll link it in this video or put it in the description bar so you guys can watch that if you're interested. That was the thing I was the most nervous about going into college, was having never been to a class setting. I didn't know like what really to expect. I've always kind of had the leisure of doing work on my own time being homeschooled. Surprisingly, the transition from being homeschooled and going into Belmont was so smooth. I had such wonderful teachers, and they were always willing to help you. Like if I was ever struggling with concepts in the class, I could just so easily go up to my teachers and ask them for help, meet them in their office, and they were so open and welcome to that. Also, my classes were very small. I think the biggest class I had was maybe 15, 20 people. Some of you may go to a bigger school, like a state school, and I know those are like 100 people or even more sometimes per class, and that would be a little scary and intimidating for me. So Belmont has only about 8,000 students, so it's like the perfect size for someone who's never been to a public school setting before. It was a great transition. So some of the classes I took, I had a dance class each semester because of my major. I had an acting class where we had to do like Shakespeare monologues and analyze stuff, and I had to take music theory classes. The length of my classes were around 50 minutes. So sometimes I had classes like at one corner of the campus, and then I had to get to my other class, which would be like at the total opposite side of campus in 10 minutes. 10 minutes! So that was not fun. But anyway, some people's classes were longer than just the classes that I had were 50 minutes. Most of the classes there are 50 minutes. So my freshman musical theater class, there's like 14 or 15 of us, something around there. We actually had our own show in the fall semester because the upperclassmen had auditioned for their fall show in the spring and they worked on it in the summer. So we weren't in that. We had our own show. It was called Here We Are. All of us kind of got together and put a show on by ourselves. We incorporated like famous Broadway songs into a story, and we all got to do solos and duets, and it was so much fun, and everyone kind of worked together in that, and everyone just became a family. The upperclassmen did Oklahoma for their fall show, and the freshmen just worked backstage for that. So we did like costuming, and we helped paint the sets. Yeah, we worked backstage for that one. So that was fun too. We got to be in the spring show though. We auditioned in the fall, and we did All Shook Up, which is all Elvis music if you're not familiar with it. That was probably one of the most fun shows I have ever done. I got to do some really fun dancing roles in that. I never really struggled with homesickness, not because I didn't miss my home and my friends and my family, but my parents actually came up quite often. There was a parents' weekend in September that they came up for, and they also came up for my freshman showcase, which was like in October. Oh yeah, it was on Halloween. And then I went home for Thanksgiving and Christmas. So I saw my parents a lot, and I was just surrounded by such loving, amazing people in Nashville, so I really didn't struggle with homesickness too much. That was just me personally. Okay, let's talk about partying for a minute. Personally, partying is not my thing. First semester, I barely went to parties. I think I maybe went to 3. I'm just not really into parties. It's not my thing. The spring semester, I did go to a few because I honestly felt like I just didn't want to miss out on where everyone was going, but in reality, I really like to stay home in my dorm and just kind of have me time and do some work, and like, I know, so lame. That's just what I liked best. Whenever I did go out, I always liked the smaller get-togethers rather than like this big, huge party. It just wasn't my thing. It's still fun. Like, it was always fun when I went out, but I was definitely not the biggest partier at that school. I will say musical theater parties were my favorite because we spend so much time together, like during the week, because we're in rehearsal every day together. They're so fun. Everyone sings and it's great. Musical theater parties were like my favorite. We had a great Memorial Day weekend though. If any of you live in Nashville, you might be familiar with Percy Priest Lake. It's about a 15-20 minute drive from my school, and it's the closest thing I had to an ocean. So I went with a few friends and we actually went cliff jumping and jumped off a 40-foot cliff. That was definitely facing my fears. I was scared half to death. I was sore for like a week after that because I landed in the water wrong. But anyway, it was really fun. We also went downtown. If you're familiar with like downtown Broadway, it's very touristy, but it's also really fun to go because there's so many different types of people there. My friends and I couldn't even really get in anywhere because we weren't 21. Everything down there is basically a bar. You can't even like have a normal dinner down there. Everything's a bar. It's really fun to like walk up and down Broadway. Riding up and down Broadway in my old stud Leroy. Leave in the comments if you know what that song is. So back to my major a little bit. We had this thing called seminar. We had to perform 4 songs per semester. So each semester I had 4 songs that I learned and perfected and had an accompanist rehearse with me every week. And I'll give you guys some samples of some of the songs I sang. Sometimes I feel like I'm almost gone. Can't see. Yeah, we performed a lot. We learned so many songs, and not only the songs I sang, but the songs that all of my friends sang as well. Like, there's some songs that I'd never even heard of that I fell in love with. So that whole seminar thing just expanded my knowledge in music so much. So Belmont does not have a football team. We have a basketball team. Everything we do is all revolved around basketball. So our homecoming, we have a really, really good team. Like, they are so good. They made it into the NCAA tournament this year. I remember that was a really fun day when they were actually playing in the tournament. We all went into the stadium and they had like a big projector and we all watched them live on TV, and everyone was so into it. Everyone was Snapchatting. We had like our own Snapchat location, like I don't know what they're called, but that was so fun. So everyone was so supportive of the basketball team. So that's like our thing at Belmont. Belmont basketball, we're called the Bruins. My homework load actually was not terrible. I had a few classes that were pretty demanding in the sense that I really needed to learn all of the material and I needed to do all the homework for class or else I wasn't going to learn it, music theory especially. And it would have really been fine if I didn't have to go to rehearsal every afternoon, because I could have done my homework in the afternoon and then been free at night. But with my schedule, I didn't have any time because I had class, rehearsal, and then I had to come home and do homework at night. That's what took up so much of my time. The homework wasn't like easy, but it wasn't like so demanding that I didn't have any life at all. I also always made an effort to turn my homework in on time, unless I had a major excuse, like we were in the middle of a show or something where everyone was kind of excused from that. I always made an effort to turn my homework in on time because it makes a really good impression on a teacher, and it also gets you in the habit of making sure that everything's done on time and that you don't get backed up. I also always went to class unless I accidentally slept through my alarm, which did happen a few times, I will say, but it was mostly because I thought I hit snooze and I really didn't. I just turned it off accidentally because I was like half asleep. 8 a.m.s are so hard to wake up to, especially if I have late studying nights. Also, our school was actually pretty strict on the attendance policy. I know some colleges are more strict than others on that. If we missed more than a certain amount of classes, I don't know, it was different for each class, and we actually had our grade dropped a letter. So like if we had an A, it would go to a B. I was really scared of that too. I didn't want to not make good grades because I missed class. Another thing, learn this the hard way. Keep a planner with you and use it. I cannot stress this enough. I definitely didn't write in here as much as I should have. I actually had a class where I didn't write down the test day and I hadn't studied like barely at all, and I had no idea it was a test day, and everyone's like, how did you not know it was a test day? And I was like, well, this is great. Anyway, from that day on, I learned to use a planner to write down all of my assignments. So I brought this to class with me every day, and I wrote down like my accompanist rehearsals and when I had homework due. I know that like every college freshman advice, whatever video that you watch on YouTube is gonna tell you to have a planner, but it's true, like you seriously need a planner for college. This year was a little rough schedule-wise for me. I definitely had to turn down a lot of things, a lot of social things, because I was either practicing for a song that I had to sing in seminar or just getting some extra work done. You honestly just have to make it a priority to get your work done first before you do social events. You just have to let people know that your education comes first before your social life, because you're at college to learn and get a degree. It just matters so much more than, you know, maybe sacrificing a little bit of your social life. Don't get me wrong, I love being social. Like, I am definitely a social butterfly. But sometimes I just really, really like to stay home, be by myself, just like recharge my battery, as my mom calls it. And it took me a while to figure that out too, because I'm like, I'm in college. Like, there's parties everywhere and there's so many people to talk to and I'm missing out. But honestly, once I found that sometimes I just need to stay home and kind of do my own thing, I was so much better off like throughout the week. I was not quite as tired and run down. It really worked well for me. So definitely consider that if you're the kind of person that needs a little bit of your time on your own, it helps a lot. When I did go out, I really did have a blast because Nashville has so many like concerts and just activities left and right. There's always something to do.
Headed to the middle as the sun goes down, leave everybody sleeping in their sleep. Somebody I know, I guess that's just how it goes when you wake up in a small town. See our friends and they put on a show like he stood back and told the boys I'm not to rock your world.
I actually got to stage manage a senior show. So all of the musical theater seniors put on their own show, and then they usually pick like a freshman or sophomore to manage the show for them. So I got to sit backstage with headphones and call lights, and so that was a really cool experience. With our major, we also had a lot of master classes that we got to go to. Our directors have a lot of connections in New York, so they were able to bring in some Broadway stars and give like our whole class a master class, so that was really fun. And actually, over fall break, I had the opportunity to go to New York. It was my first time ever going to New York. New York is crazy. If you live in Times Square, like in the city, you are brave. I was so overwhelmed by the fast pace, but it was really fun. We got to see Broadway shows. I had never been to New York, so I never saw shows on Broadway. We had a master class up there as well, so that was a super fun opportunity that I got to finally go to New York. That's the cool thing about college. There's so many opportunities like that you don't typically get in high school. So the doors just like open to all these things that you get to go to. And Belmont had a lot of cool people come and speak at the school. If you guys watch VeggieTales, we had Larry the Cucumber, so like the producer of VeggieTales, who is also the voice of Larry the Cucumber, come and speak and kind of give us his whole vision for VeggieTales, and that was my childhood. If any of you guys watch VeggieTales, leave it in the comments because understand my love for VeggieTales if you've ever watched it. He came, and actually Lady Antebellum and Josh Turner came and spoke and performed. Gene Kelly's wife came, the famous dancer. He's like a Fred Astaire. She came and did a whole presentation on his life. Yeah, also at my school, because it is an artsy school, there's so many performances to go to. We have a lot of vocal groups. Some are a cappella, some have like a band, some are famous for their choreography. Like we have a bunch of groups like that, and they all do shows. We had everything from pianists to like percussionists. Is that how you say it? Percussionists? People that play percussion. Percussionists? I should know that. I go to music school. We also got the opportunity in the spring to perform with Michael W. Smith. He is someone I've also grown up listening to, and every year Belmont honors an applause award. This year the award went to Michael W. Smith, and all of the ensembles sang songs that he wrote, and our last number, all of the ensembles were on stage, and because I grew up listening to his music meant so much to me. That was some of the first music I think I ever listened to. He's a Christian artist, and at the end we all sang one of his songs, and he was singing, and he came up on stage and sang with us, and I teared up. I could not keep a straight face because that moment was so special to me. There are just no words to describe moments like that. That's the power of music, honestly. Like his music made such an impact in my life as a child that to stand up in a choir and sing a song that he wrote with him on stage, it was magical. So almost equal to that concert that we had with Michael W. Smith, we got to perform in Christmas at Belmont. That's actually televised every other year. It wasn't televised last year, so it'll be on TV this year, but it's something that everyone in Nashville and like the surrounding towns come to. It's not just within our school. It's like a true concert that everyone knows about and comes to, so that was really, really special to be a part of. Okay, can we talk about snow days for a minute? I did not even know snow days existed. Like, what are snow days? The closest thing we have to snow days in Florida are like hurricanes, I guess. The snow days in Nashville were pretty pathetic too. Like we had a couple inches of snow. That wasn't our problem. The ice was our problem. And in the South, it's a really big deal because nobody knows how to deal with snow days, because this winter was actually really unusual. It was like super cold, record-breaking cold. Nashville like salted the big roads, but they forgot to do like the back roads. So when we were walking to class, it was really unsafe because there would be like black ice, and everything's on a hill too, so if you hit an ice patch and you go sliding down the hill. So we had some fun trying to cross roads in the snow, but yeah, we had a really long winter. It started in October, and we actually had a snow day the day before I left for spring break. Florida girls survived the long Nashville winter. But I definitely have not figured out how to look cute in winter clothes. I'm always in the warmest thing that I have in my closet, which is usually like 4 layers of sweats. So I looked really cute like in August and September when it was still warm, because that's all my Florida clothes, like my shorts and tank tops and flip-flops. I looked really cute then, but I just have not gotten the hang of how to look cute in winter. So that's pretty much the gist of how my freshman year went. This video is so long, I'm so sorry. I hope you grabbed a bag of popcorn or something. I wanted to squeeze all of that in there, and I actually had to make a list on my phone so that I wouldn't forget anything to say. So if you want to see my move out vlog, I actually do have that up on my channel as well. I think I vlogged the week before we moved out, so like finals week and like the moving out of my dorm process. So if you want to see that, then I'll link it in this video as well as in the description bar again. But I really did have a great year in college, and I hope you guys have an amazing year in college too. Whether you're still in high school or you're already in college, maybe this inspired you to have an even better year next year when you go to college. And even if you're still in middle school, then hopefully this video made you really excited to go to college, because it is really so fun. Like, even if you get homesick, you'll get over that so fast, and you'll find friends that you'll make for a lifetime. It's a really, really special experience. So I wish you guys the best of luck in college. Also, don't worry if you have no idea what you want to do. The future is really scary, let me tell you. But you have 4 years to decide, so don't worry at all if you have to stay an extra semester or something to make up classes, if you change major. It happens all the time. Totally normal. Go and do whatever makes you happy and have the time of your life. I know I am so excited to go into my sophomore year. I will be having my own apartment, so that move-in vlog will be posted on this channel. I know I just made a vlog channel, but a lot more of you watch this, and maybe if you missed this announcement, then you'll still get to see my college move-in on this channel. So I'm super excited for sophomore year, and definitely go subscribe to my vlog channel if you haven't already, to kind of go through my sophomore year with me and see what it's like to be a musical theater major. There's also so many different kinds of people that come to college. I just met so many different kinds of people that I don't think I would have met anywhere else, and you just get to cross paths with some really cool people. So anyway, if you haven't already, follow me on my social media. As you can see, I update Snapchat a lot. So follow me on Snapchat, follow me on Instagram, Twitter, like my Facebook page. All of my links will be in the description bar below. As always, don't forget to subscribe to my vlog channel, give this video a thumbs up. You guys know the drill. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you all so much, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, everyone.
Even the comatose, they don't dance and tell. We live in cities you'll never see on screen. Not very pretty, but we sure know how to run.